Hello. We're coming to you live from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, and we're going to be zooming in here to a 15-minute city protest. Let's head over.
Idea of your personal parking allowance to get you in a position where you will not.
Hey, we're coming to you from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. G-Gab, thanks a lot to the room. Let's listen in.
You're toast. And at that point, they want to introduce a digital currency and a digital identity and a universal basic income. How are they going to get you on the universal basic income? Very simple. Canadians love to own their homes, don't we?
This broadcast is coming to you from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. This is Chris Guy on the microphone talking about 15-minute cities. They want to make Edmonton into a 15-minute city. In fact, they've already climbed on board. Some protests going on. Let's listen in.
Interest rates went up, and they're going to go up again, and they're going to go up again, and they're going to go up again to the point where enough people are underwater on their homes that the government is going to come in with a brand new program to save you. Universal basic income. They're going to give you
Tracy,
enough money
nice to see you.
So you'll be able to keep your home. But you'll have to sign on to the digital identity to get it. So you'll have to give your iris, your fingerprint, your facial recognition. You'll have to take their vaccines, whatever they tell you, and do everything you want.
This is a pretty famous guy in Canada. Hails out of, I think, Toronto.
Carbon allowance.
Ontario, anyways. And he's giving a speech here in Edmonton.
Digital currency. Now they control, track, trace every single transaction you make. You will not even be able to sell your used shoes on Kijiji without the government knowing about it.
Oh no.
Having to give you permission, and of course taking their cut. So now you're going to be in a situation where you're stuck in a 1.5 square kilometer radius. You're not going to have a car. Your family is never going to be able to make money, because the final step in this is a digital currency that expires, and China's already introduced it. So now it doesn't matter how many jobs you hold, how successful your business is, no matter how many hours you work, if you don't spend that money by a certain time, they're going to take it back.
This is a live stream, sorry.
So they're setting it up for you guys to sleepwalk into a perpetual cycle of slavery where your children will never be able to accumulate wealth, status, or pass on anything to their children. And the only people okay with this are people like that won't ever have kids anyway. So they don't care. They don't care about you. They don't care about the city. And in fact, they want you to lose everything, because then you'll be on their level. And then you'll be
doing a bit of sharing out here. Thanks a lot for joining the stream today. Have been on for a while. Watching Chris Guy with the 15-minute city protest.
No, a 15-minute city is exactly what COVID was all about. Power and control for the government, and less power financially, and less
I'm feeling better. It's my son that was in for an arm operation, and he's feeling a lot better. Bertie Nels.
They're already going to tell you
nice to see you. This is Chris Guy.
You're not going to be able, these ones are going to be eating the bugs and being happy. Me personally, I'm going to keep eating meat. And then how do you stop this? How do we stop it? It's pretty simple. The reason they're doing this is because they played their hand with COVID and everybody found out. All the people that took the jab, and most of them took it against their own will. If 75% of the population's jabbed, half of those people took it because they thought they had no choice, not because they thought they needed it.
Oh, better be careful.
So now
remember, this is not to be taken as any kind of medical advice here today.
They're going to have to give up their way of life. It's not going to be an easy sell. So we got something good on our hands. We got a way to wake people up. But that's why they're coming at you with so many things at once. They want to overwhelm you. They want you to make you feel like it's inevitable. So you simply go along with it. Pretty soon your bank's going to ask you to sign up to a digital ID. Interact's going to ask you to sign up to a digital ID. When you want to register a business, they're going to try to make you do it online and sign up for a digital ID. Then they're going to try to do it for your travel. And if you go along with it, surprise, the next level is going to be the personal carbon allowance. If you start letting them track you, and I've already seen this, there's a certain restaurants you can go, an Italian restaurant. The pizzas will be listed, the price, and then depending on the toppings of the pizza, it'll have a different carbon rating. And in order for them to know how much carbon you use, they need to know everything you're doing at every time.
Buy your pizza by carbon
Everywhere
rating.
You go, how many people went with you, how you got there, what you ate when you got there, etc. This is about control. But thankfully, they can only do it to you if you do it to yourself. It's really easy to just say no to a digital identity. It's really easy to just say no to a universal basic income. It's really easy to just say no to a 15-minute city. They're doing it in Oxford. You know what they're doing right now? They're smashing through the bollards with their cars. They're pouring concrete down there. They're ripping down the cameras. They try to tell you that, oh, our 15-minute city is different than Oxford. It's really not the same thing. Oh, really? Just like our COVID lockdowns were different than England? They want you to believe that this is coming from Edmonton. Meanwhile, the 15-minute city is coming from the same people that brought you the COVID pandemic. This is an international organization of
and we're still under lockdowns in Edmonton too. You still have to wear a mask when you walk into like a medical hospital.
94% of the public vote against it, and they're like, "Oh, okay. Oh, well, obviously that means we're still going to go along with it," and they did. And that's why people are like, "Screw you! Rip down the cameras, smash down the bollards, and don't let it happen." It's that simple, and that's what you got to do here, because they're going to tell you, and they're going to tell you, oh, no, we're not doing this to lock you down.
Watching Chris Guy coming to you from Edmonton.
I ask them one simple question. I go, say we agree with you. Say we allow them to put these 15-minute cities and set up these districts with these barriers between them. I'm like, say they decided to do another lockdown. Wouldn't that make it infinitely easier for them to stop us from going out of our homes and out of our areas? And he's like, well, I guess so. Gee, I wonder what this is all about. I wonder if COVID was like a dress rehearsal for how they want you to live. And the answer is yes. It's that simple. There's no reason for a personal carbon allowance. There's no reason for airlines to be trying to tell you how much carbon you're using to fly there. Klaus Schwab and Trudeau can fly on their private jet,
Hector.
and they'll use more carbon in that one
Tracy's
flight
in there,
than your
G-Gab.
entire family will use in the next 12
And
years.
a whole bunch more.
But they're going to tax you because you decided to take your family out for steak. Or they're going to tax you because you didn't decide to take the bus. You took a car because you're one of the few people that still owns it. So when they ask you about a 15-minute city, ask them very simply. So are you going to take away parking in my area? They'll say yes. Are you going to make it harder for me to own a vehicle in my area? They're going to say yes.
Absolutely.
Are you going to make it harder for me to go from where what easily used to be 30 kilometers away, which will now seem a lot further? The answer will be yes. But at the same time,
they want you to buy an electric car that won't go very far anyway.
Yeah, so much more convenient as long as you stay in your own little prison area. Toronto, Ontario already showed me what their 15-minute city looks like. They showed you a plan. And surprise, surprise, it's a group of towers all stuck together spanning 1.5 kilometers. That's special walking distance. And guess what? There's 3,000 so-called living quarters in there. You know what living quarters looks like in the new world? 250 square feet for a single person, or 350 square feet for a couple.
Well, it is what it is.
Apartments.
It's basically Chris Guy on the mic.
And this is the best part. Not only are you going to live in that 1.5 square kilometer building, you're going to probably work there. You're going to go to the gym there. You're going to have your Starbucks there.
I need a giant bug here.
There. Virtually everything will be there. So you won't even have to leave your building for 90% of your life. In fact, you won't be able to, because what are you going to have? A scooter? An electric bicycle? You're not going to be going.
I already have an electric scooter.
To the other side
Look
of the city for your favorite restaurant.
We've got the giant COVID virus here.
Saturday night to your favorite nightclub. You're not even going to be able to.
We need more. We need like a giant bug to signify eating bugs and stuff.
That's what they want. They want you isolated because they don't want people to come together like this.
What next?
Yeah, what was bullshit that I said? I would like
That's all bullshit. You're not supposed to swear on the first 8 seconds of your video.
That was bullshit. Please. The last little thing you said.
Otherwise it'll get demoted. Hey, what's going on? That's Edmonton. That's my city. There's the one of the oldest. That is the oldest hotel in Edmonton. The Strathcona, right there. Oh, look at there's Antifa.
You said that you're not going to be allowed out, and you're not going to be able to go to the bars. That's bullshit.
No, you will if you can afford it. But when you're on a universal basic income, and if it's past walking distance, you're not going to make it. What are you going to do? You're going to take the bus and take 6 different buses to go 40 kilometers so you can go to a restaurant? You know why they want to close all the small business, ladies and gentlemen? Because
that guy is a left-wing activist there. The guy that was asking him a question there with the black mask on. Go figure, wearing a black mask outside Antifa type.
You have no reason to leave your district. Because it's the exact same, and that's what they want. They want
I would be down there right now, but my son is convalescing at home here.
So you won't want to leave, and you won't be able to leave.
I was going to go down there.
That's the reality of the situation. That's what a 15-minute city is.
Bullshit.
It's
Remember,
bullshit.
Multimedia's
Okay, so
live?
it's also bullshit.
You got
Paris is
Antifa
the
down
first
there,
place in the world
hassling
to
them.
declare a 15-minute city. And Paris declared that they're doing this specifically because of climate change and specifically to reduce people's carbon footprint. Paris is so concerned
That's
about
why
carbon
this guy
footprint
here,
that under their 15-minute
I'm not sure,
city
not
plan,
Gar, are you with
any
Antifa?
local French flight
Just wondering.
that can be now done by train within 2.5 hours or less has been canceled indefinitely.
Hey,
So
BP.
that's hundreds of flights within France are now no longer available because of 15-minute cities.
Nice to see everyone
So
in
when
here.
they try to tell you that a 15-minute
Much
city
love.
isn't going to impact your mobility, that's a direct lie. When they try to tell you a 15-minute city is not going to impact your ability to go from one side of the city to the other, that's a lie. If it wasn't a lie, why would they need to divide the city into districts in the first place? Why wouldn't they just allow you to go as you please? The whole idea of
They don't want you
dividing
to
something
be able
into
to
a
drive
district is
or
to
go
section
any more
it
than
off from
15 minutes.
something else.
Actually, it was walk
There is
or
no
ride a
other
bicycle.
reason for
15 minutes.
creating
That's what the rule is.
districts except to create barriers between those districts. And then those barriers will start off with fines and end up eventually with arrests.
Sean American.
Unless you have a little travel pass to go down the street. It's that simple. And anybody who tells you different, you
Biden
can
shot
see
it
they're
down.
fucking brain dead idiots that will never have anything in life, will never have a family, and probably their own family despises them. So that's why they secretly want to see your family suffer. But thankfully, that is not the majority of Canadians. The majority of Canadians are good people. Unfortunately,
15-minute
people
cities
like
are the
us
start of
don't go
climate
and tell the good
lockdowns,
people
the sign
what a
says.
15-minute city really is. You're going to have the government come in and say, the 15-minute city is the greatest thing that ever happened to you. Your personal carbon allowance is going to make your life so much more organized.
That's a new
easy.
term,
And
personal
believe it,
carbon
Canadians are
allowance.
stupid.
Listen about that.
Thankfully, it's working for us. Because how many people that took the jab now regret it? How many people that took the jab now don't trust
Yep.
the government anymore? So with this new movement,
Nobody's going to like that.
we can
But on the other
bring a
hand,
lot
everyone put a
more
mask on
people
and
to
everyone
the fight against COVID. Because
got the
there's no
job
stigma
and everything
about
else.
Public health measures. There's no fear of
Hey,
dying
Nathan.
from a virus. I don't think anyone's scared of traveling more than 15 minutes away from their house, are they? So it's going to be a
No,
lot
but that
easier
particular guy
to
that
explain
I
this to
pointed
people,
out there
and a lot easier to get
in the
Canadians
video.
on board with the idea to just say no to every one of these layers of tyranny. Thank you, everybody.
is on that side of the fence. Like, I know that for sure because I've seen him at many protests. Julia Blitz, hey, coming in on Twitch. Nice to see you, Julia.
Did you learn anything today? No.
Thank you for Sky for taking the time to come here.
Not
and
everyone.
support
Telescope's
our
not
message.
Antifa.
So our next speaker goes by the name of Benita Peterson. She is a freedom-minded leader from the West Bloc. She organized, promotes, and orchestrates freedom events and initiatives. She has worked with a variety of freedom-minded individuals and groups, including Alberta
Am I doing anything?
Alberta
Maybe.
Prosperity Project, Take Back Alberta,
Not sure.
and more. She's traveled across the province.
My young one's just back from the hospital with arm operation, so gotta be with him.
An MP at the main stage in front of Parliament on Wellington Street in February of 2022. In addition to that, she initiated, facilitated, and orchestrated the Jericho March around Canada's Parliament from February 11th to February 17th of 2022. This is what she considers one of her greatest achievements this walk of fame. Today she's here to talk about working towards unity. How can we all work together better? Please welcome freedom advocate from allfiredupforfreedom.com, Benita Peterson.
Thank you, Alexa, with YEG United. Can we have a big round of applause for all the people from YEG United for putting this event together?
Get some spam on Twitch. Hang on. Gotta get that
With various freedom
deleted.
initiatives, not just an event like this, but they're doing so much more, ladies and gentlemen. There are other great groups. Another one that's supporting today's event, by the way, is Alberta for Liberty. Can we hear it for Alberta for Liberty? Can we hear it, of course, again for Chris Sky? And I have an organization, it's called allfiredupforfreedom.com. That's what it's called, allfiredupforfreedom.com. So I'm going to say all fired up for, and you're going to say freedom, okay? We got to lift the spirit here. Let's lift the spirit. Here we go. All fired up for freedom! All
don't know what that is, Julie.
Absolutely fantastic. So we're going to talk a little bit about working towards unity. Now, I want to tell you something about unity. In order for us
But
to
I
have
can't even
unity,
delete
we
that
do
message.
not need to agree on all things. We just need to agree on one or more things. That's all we need. How many agree on that? Round of applause. We can have unity. The majority of
Roger
people
that.
here today
Third
are in
of its
opposition
kind.
to 15-minute cities. That's why we're
In the
here.
room.
We're here because we have something in common. We disagree with 15-minute cities. We're determined to make our voices
This is
heard. And guess
Benita
what? Our voices are
Peterson
being heard.
on
They
the mic.
sent 2 representatives from the city of Edmonton here today, and they've been listening to what some of our people have to say. So round of applause.
I should be out there with my megaphone yelling at those city guys.
This is how problems are solved. This is how we solve the problems. It's through conversation. It's not just through demonstrations. It's through conversation where someone from one perspective has a conversation with someone from another perspective. We listen
Nathan.
to each other and then we find resolution.
Hey, Nathan,
And
I had
that's
a
what
mask
happened.
on today.
And by the way, a big thank you to all the people here who are being respectful, staying on the sidewalk, staying off the road.
So that wouldn't be me you're
Big
talking
thank
about,
you
Nathan.
To everyone here who's being safe. Can you guys give yourselves a round of applause? Thank you for that. So that the traffic can keep doing what they need to do.
Yeah,
So
wear a
it's through
mask if you need
conversation
to,
where
or
we
you
have
want to.
Someone from this party who may have a certain viewpoint on something meet with someone on this party. And that's what's occurred today. The city of Edmonton representatives have been hearing our voices. We have also heard from the city of Edmonton their perspective. The conversation has started, ladies and gentlemen. They are now somewhat hearing us, because for them to send representatives here today to attempt to clarify any misinformation we might have, that tells you right there they're starting to listen. So let's round of applause, City of Edmonton. They're starting to listen, folks.
Yay!
And I
The
have
city
my
is
hope.
listening
I wanna
to the
tell you
people.
where my hope
Not.
is. This is
They're
where
the
my
ones that
hope
brought
is.
all the rules
My
in
hope
without
is
even
not
asking.
in any particular group. My hope is in each and every one of you as individuals, including
They're putting up
City
bike
of
lanes and
Edmonton,
changing
Mayor, Council,
intersections
staff.
and everything without asking the people.
Each and every one of you as an individual, you have inside you something. You have inside in you goodness and love. And
No, she
each
did
and
not
every
do
one
the
of
Jericho
us
marches.
has a bit of darkness too. How many can admit to that? There's a bit of darkness in there. You can admit it. We're not all goodness and love. I get
She's
mad
from
sometimes.
Alberta.
There's a bit of darkness.
Benita,
And so this is my view.
who's talking right now.
I believe that every one
And I
of
believe
those
the lady
city
you're talking
councillors
to is
with
out
the
of
city
Ontario.
Edmonton, and everybody who works for the city in Edmonton,
Anybody
it's the
got
same
have
thing.
her
There's
name?
goodness and love inside them, and there's some darkness. And maybe there's also
He's doing
just some
really well,
ignorance,
really well.
too, that they're just not fully aware
Just,
of certain things
came
and
back
the
from the
implications
hospital
of certain
today.
things. And so
As a
what
matter of
I'm
fact,
praying
thanks for asking.
is that
Appreciate
their
that.
awareness increases, and that goodness and love for humanity comes forth. How many of you agree that could happen? It could happen. Those people who are our elected representatives are sitting in office and they are making decisions that are not in our best interest. They've been pushing forward policies that are not for the people. Instead of helping people, they've been hurting people. And so what we're doing is we're helping make them aware of what's going on so they can change the path. So there can be redemption. That's what's got to happen. Each and every one is an individual. And when you're trying to get through to a person
Nathan,
who's
took a look at
being
my-
difficult,
Oh, actually,
they've got
it's
their
not here. It's
wall
on
up,
Facebook.
they don't want to listen to you.
We
I'm
got
going
some
to
posts
tell you
on
that
there.
the way to get through to that person, here, push on my wall. Push on it. Push on it. Notice I resist you. You push on my wall. That's what I'm going to do when we have a wall. This is how you're going to get through to someone you disagree with.
Build
You
a wall?
bring them to the truth
Or
with
press
love.
press back.
Okay? That's how you're going to do it.
By the way,
Instead
she's
of a
standing in
wall,
front of
we
the
got a
glass
wall. Ready?
bathroom,
Okay, we got a wall.
as it's known in
You know what I'm
Edmonton,
gonna do? I'm gonna
where it's got
sidestep the wall.
glass walls and you can see the guys peeing inside of
And we have a
that
conflict.
building.
We actually had a conflict this week, actually. And you know what? We got past it, guys. We got past our conflict. We got past it. And that can happen with anyone. That can happen with you and your family. That can happen with us and Edmonton City Councilors. It can happen. Love is what wins. Love wins, and love is how we are
Love
going
is in the
to win
air.
this. How many of you believe in that? How many believe? Love is what wins. And so we appreciate all the people who are here. And
Can I give you a share you some love?
those who are here who are from a different perspective. Let's have a round of applause for those from a different perspective that had the courage to show up today.
To show up and say F you.
Because it takes courage.
Let's get the camera on the Tifa crowd
All right,
there.
so here's what I propose
Flip it around
to
there.
you.
I should be out there.
You need to make
This is
two
like
new friends today. Two new
literally I
friends,
could
because
walk
this is
over
part
there.
of coming together in unity. Just go up to someone. You're for freedom. I'm for freedom. Guess what? We're family. That's what it is. You make two new friends today.
Well, I don't like wearing a mask. But if somebody says put a mask on, I'll put a mask on. You know, like in a certain location.
You know, of a different perspective.
You know, I'm not
We
gonna
wanna give
fight
them
it,
one of
that's for
these
sure.
if they will accept it. That's for you if you would like that. Some information. Thank you for accepting my information. If you are curious about how you can help be more effective going forward, we want you to take one of these. So these are for you guys who are already freedom-minded. You take these. These are some suggestions for you going forward. Because, folks, we need to grow the freedom movement. We need more supporters in the freedom movement. These folks have a different mindset. I see all those people who appear to be our adversaries. I actually see them as potential allies. How many of you can agree on that? That there is the potential, come on, that we can make our adversaries into allies. It can be done. Will you hand those out? So this is for the freedom-minded, and the ones with this QR code here, this is for folks who are not yet freedom-minded. This is for those folks who aren't yet with us. So for the freedom-minded, please take one of those. So those are some suggestions on ways we can go forward. Now here's another suggestion. Take my card.
The stream is being shared
my
out. Give
number.
the stream a share
If
if
you
you
don't have it
can.
already, text me.
I know
And
we're
I'll do what I can
going out on
to
lots of
connect
different
you
groups
with
on
groups that are
Facebook.
doing good work. And one of those groups is Take Back Alberta. It's Take Back Alberta, folks. Part of the solution is political. That's part of it. Because politics, guess what? Politics is about policy making. Politics is policy making and it's people. So part of the solution
Yeah, you can hear those
political.
fire engines.
And Take Back Alberta has already had
From here.
success
Look.
at influencing our current governing party here in Alberta from within. How many of you are already familiar with the work of Take Back Alberta? Put your hands together. Great. If you're not yet familiar with the work of Take Back Alberta, please take my card. I will connect you with someone in your constituency that you can partner with and do good work. And here's what we're doing. We are, thank you, influencing the current governing party from within. We are going to our local constituency association meetings. We are electing freedom-minded people
Hey, hot
into
damn.
leadership
Nice to see you.
positions on those boards, folks. We are taking back Alberta and we're doing it from inside the current governing party. That's what we're doing. Because at some point, I recognized that rallying outside of the legislature building was not enough. I had to somehow get myself in there, and I did.
Oh yeah,
I
you've
saw
got to
Danielle
talk
Smith's
to
office. I spoke
the
with
politicians.
her some. I spoke
meetings
with some
with them.
ministers and some MLAs.
Work with them
We are more
to get some change going. You
effective
can't
at
just
changing from
stand and
within. But to do
shout
that
with your
means-
megaphone outside of the
and
government
here we go
office.
Back to that message. You bring them to the truth with love. If you are hostile, you're not making a friend. You're not making an ally out of an adversary. The hostility needs to go. You got to push it aside, bring in the self-control, the respect, and even the love. How many of you can agree with that message? Fantastic. Well, I have some handouts for you. I've got my card. I've got some suggestions here for those who are
This feed is coming to us courtesy of Druthers. Druthers in Canada.
Would you
News
please
organization.
give a round
They've
of
got a
applause to
newspaper.
YEG United?
Check them out. Druthers.
Thank you, Anita, for always being so enthusiastic despite the times we are living in. It's voices like yours that keep people hopeful and motivated. So now we are going to be doing something.
Yeah, if you have a YouTube channel and you want to get more subs, check out James Gipe.
Positive and peaceful, and that we can have a good conversation with this fellow. So somebody from the city of Edmonton has joined us here to inform people about 50-minute cities, and I think it would be a great opportunity.
Yeah, then we'll get into
to
that.
have a little Q&A and to have you guys ask questions and have him answer it so we can clear up any confusion that both parties have.
Put this in front of you, boss.
Oh no.
Hey, thanks.
Mustard.
I won't take a lot of your time, but thanks for having me here. So my name is Convoy. I am a senior planner in the city of Edmonton, and I am.
Oh, this is the city guy. He works for City of Edmonton. Of course, you can't hear him.
Oh, sorry. Okay, everyone can hear me now, right? So,
No.
No? Okay, really close? Sounds really loud in my ear. Okay. So I'll just start, I'll take questions, but let me just start with some introductory remarks. So for those of you who aren't really familiar with urban planning, like most people, it's kind of boring for most of the time. Every city and town in Alberta is required by the Municipal Government Act to have a plan for land use and transportation. So it's a plan that tells you where should the bigger buildings go, where should industrial uses go, where should new housing go. It talks about how the transportation system should change over time. So the city of Edmonton has one of these plans. It's called the City Plan, and it was approved by council 2 years ago. So the previous plan that we had was supposed to be for 10 years. So it was basically running out of its time, and we had to make a new plan because we're required to by law. And when you do it, I've been a planner for 10 years, so I'm trying to give you a peek in behind how planners do their work. Planners look around and say, what are hip and current ways that people talk about a good city? What does it mean to be a good city?
Yeah, this will be saved on my YouTube channel, Tommy Temper on YouTube, if you want to see this
It
again.
was very popular at that time. It was created by an urbanist in Spain named Carlos Moreno. Paris was looking at it, and we latched onto this as this idea of, hey, this is an easy way to communicate what is a great place to live. Because I bet everybody here, when you bought a house or decide where you would rent an apartment, you thought to yourself, what's nearby? I want to make sure it's close to things that I want to get. Maybe it doesn't have to be right by my job because I'm willing to drive or whatever, but I want some things nearby. Just 1 second. I'll take questions 1 second.
Yes,
So,
yes.
the 15-minute communities is a
But the
phrase or a
reality
urban
isn't.
planning slogan that really is a continuation of just basic urban planning principles. Let's try and make sure there's lots of opportunities near where you live. Let's try and make sure there's lots of opportunities a way for you to get around the city. And that's how it ended up. That's how this ended up in our city plan. District plans are basically just creating 15 plans, one for each area of the city. And the reason they exist is because Edmonton is so big that if your job was building apartment buildings, if you just looked at the city plan, it just is not zoomed in enough. It doesn't give you enough direction for you to know where would the city support me if I wanted to build an apartment building. So we create local plans. So we create local plans. Now, local plans have existed for decades. They already exist in the city, and usually they're like a few neighborhoods. But the city is so big now. There's over 300 neighborhoods. We can't make a local plan for each of them. So instead, we said, let's just divide the city into 15 things. We'll call those things districts, and then we can make a plan for each of them and not have to make like 350 plans because we'll never get through it. So district plans are basically an administrative tool that the city uses to make informed decisions and to communicate to people information about where bigger buildings will go, where new transit infrastructure will go, where bike lanes will go, etc. That's what plans exist for. That's why we're making these. I would say that I learned 2 weeks ago when I started getting emails and phone calls that that slogan, the 15-minute community, which seemed like such a convenient way to explain what, a great slogan for where people want to live. Turns out
No, it's going to be more than a slogan.
A lot of concerns people have to things like the World Economic Forum and Davos and stuff like that. And so this
You
is
can
all
only
new to
go
me,
more
and
than
it's a very
15 minutes
exciting
away
time
from
for
your
me. I'm
house
getting all sorts of
X number of
emails
times a
and
year.
And, you know,
Is the
a few
way
months
it's
ago,
being
I couldn't
described.
pay someone to talk to me about this stuff because it's so boring. Anyway,
missed the
so
balloon.
that's what I do.
Luft
That's what
balloon.
we're working on right now at the City of Edmonton. One last thing I'll say is the direction that I receive as an urban planner comes to me from City Council, your elected councillor. They give
Leftist
directions
city
to
council.
administration where I work. And
Liberal.
they comment on the work that we do. As we prepare plans, we bring them to them and we tell them this is what the public's been telling us. And maybe they tell us change this, keep that, etc. And if you have concerns about this, there's a process. The district plans eventually have to go to a public hearing of City Council where they vote on
The
it.
process is so limited in what an individual can do that it's actually, they make it impossible for you to try and fight.
So I'm just going to ask
Anything
one
that they
question.
do.
Then
Honestly,
everybody
I've
else's
tried.
questions, because I think I have a question that a lot of you have as well. So I think I already asked you this too, but obviously we're concerned about what's happening in Oxford, England. As people are
Basically, the
being
lefties are taking over the world and they want
leaving
to
their
push everything on us.
So
And they don't even
in that
understand
time, I know
what
there's
they're doing
no
and how
plans
wrong
on
it
the
is.
Edmonton website yet. But as Edmontonians, we're all
And he said there wasn't going to be any vaccine passports either.
Well, why can't it happen here, right?
Sorry,
Another thing to
man.
note too is that Jason Kenny told us there wasn't going to be any vax passes, and what ended up happening? We had vax passes. So I think one question a lot of people have is that they're concerned with what's happening in Oxford is going to happen here. So can you tell us a bit of information on that? Are we going to be fined, or you know, how can you guarantee that we're not going to be fined?
So I'll speak as, you know, I'm a senior planner at the City of Edmonton. So I'll tell you what I know is the plan that I'm working on preparing. There is nothing in any of the plans that we're working on or that already exist to try and control or limit or monitor how people move through the City of Edmonton.
I want to believe you,
Okay?
but
I know. I would say beyond that,
I didn't want to
doing
say
those sort of
anything,
changes or
created a
trying
lot
to
of.
implement some sort of system like that
That's fair.
would go against what
would have been a
council has said
distraction
that they
for
want
us,
for the city,
actually.
which is a dynamic,
Yeah,
vibrant
take
city,
away.
a city
At
where you
least
can
it
start a
looked
business,
like
a city where you
I
can
didn't
raise
go
your
up and
family.
ask
And I
her.
think
She
those
just
types
voted
of
to town.
controls, if they were to try and limit how people move through the city, would be against everything this city council and the previous city council have committed to. Yes, sorry, yes, go ahead.
The Liberals and the NDP have created a coalition, and they're all, or most all, members of the World Economic Forum, and I think what he's saying is going to be but he's not the guy that says it's not the guy. So be careful with the words you hear. All I'm saying is I don't believe, trust everything you're saying at all. Because why would this city be so special that our city council doesn't contact us? We do call them. We get a call back. Why is the call across Canada this infrastructure man with all the cities? So I think you lied to us.
No, he's not lying. He doesn't know.
Question. I have a very good question. Since we know in Oxford, what question did she ask? Can you repeat it? What? How do you respond to a statement? Not very bright. And you're wearing your mask outside.
Hey everyone, feed's coming to you from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada,
Since we already
by the
know
glass
that you're pretending
bathroom
this is like an Edmonton thing,
right behind
since
him
we already
there.
know
That's the
that
City of
this
Edmonton
idea the
official.
15-minute city is coming from global bodies of unelected bureaucrats. And we already know that the pilot program, which all others are taking notes from and all others are emulating, is the Oxford, England. And we already know that in Oxford, England, they have physical barricades between the districts, and now they're putting up cameras to monitor traffic between between the districts, so they can fine you if you leave the district. And they also already have a system in place where you need to apply for a travel pass to leave your district.
That's a shame.
So since everything else about Edmonton's 15-minute city is virtually identical to Oxford's 15-minute city,
this is all the truth.
why would
this
we
is going to be coming to your city too.
Physical barricades
Watch up.
and security cameras to monitor us, and even have to get travel passes to travel between districts, just like they did with COVID, and just like all the other 15-minute cities around the world that are just a little bit ahead of ours are doing. I would like you to answer that. How can you reassure us that we're not just going to do exactly what Oxford did when the rest of the 15-minute city is identical to how Oxford is?
He can't.
I believe
Listen.
the answer to that is
Double
contained in the political process. So what I mean by that, Chris, yes, so this is one way of organizing.
Yeah, they'll push it through. They don't even need us to vote on it because they don't ask us to vote on anything. They just come up with garbage and push it down our
At the
throats.
city, they have to go through a public hearing process. And that's not the
bullshit.
only part of the process that's involved.
Yeah, public hearing is
plans
you
have to go through
let
public
us
engagement,
one out
reach
of
and talk to people.
100
So,
talk,
how can
and you
be
don't
sure
listen
that
to
these
anything
things
we
don't
say.
exist in the plans? We have draft plans that are on the website right now. The city plan,
Yeah,
which is
draft
basically
plans.
what our plans
How about
that
the
we're
barricade
talking
part?
and following, is already there on the website, and ultimately nothing gets approved until it goes to city council at a public hearing.
There'll be a
These
gate
things,
on
public
every
hearings are
neighborhood
for the public.
with a
anyone can attend. They're
cop
also
standing there.
broadcast. You can contact your counselor and ask them about the timing, how they feel about it, what their concerns are, and they'll respond. I can't speak for every counselor's office, but I can tell you.
I don't know
I've received
about
a lot
linking
of
anything
emails
there,
the past
Nathan.
week and a half. It's very interesting.
But,
And
you know,
we've been
I
able to
suppose you could
respond
just
to all of them so far.
Just do
Plan on
some
doing that,
search.
responding to everybody who
Google
reaches out
search.
to us. Now, Chris,
Bing has
I've
new
taken a lot
AI,
of questions
helps
from
you with the
so far,
search.
So I just want to check to see if other folks. I'll ask you and then you.
I just want to be positive. You just mentioned that we got you just started the education process about the
Getting in your
YouTube,
way.
Facebook, and Twitch. But it's not saved on Twitch, but it'll be saved on YouTube.
that you continue with your education process.
Not sure what that banging is. Something on the scene there. The sun is looking good. This is what it looks like. I'm at the same location. Here's the sun right outside my window. And I'm down the street from there.
Thank you.
See, the sun is setting, but it is a clear day.
Just a question. What happened to
It's about
Can you all hear me now?
4:40 in the
You
afternoon.
asked what happened to the area structure plan process, and so everyone that can follow along. Area structure plans are how new farmland at the edge of the city, how new plans are made for new neighborhoods to get built there. So it's part of like a series of plans that are created in order for homes and shops, etc., to be built. That process continues to exist. So at the edge of the city, where right now there's farmland, when developers assemble land and want to build new neighborhoods, they will go through a process whereby they propose a new plan and the city reviews it and they can get it on.
So there used to be the area redevelopment plans. There used to be the area redevelopment plan process. So are you saying that that is taken away now? And this is the district plans?
What they had is good plans where you could walk places and go places, and then they developed pie lots and crescents and all kind of crap where you cannot even drive through those areas anymore. It just impedes traffic. Impedes people even walking.
Where'd the $100 million for the big planes come from?
Yeah, sure.
GGAD, yeah, that's the Druthers channel where this is coming from. Actually, I'm pulling it from Facebook, but they do have a YouTube.
And I have quite a bit of...
How do I?
Okay.
So I am the project manager for district planning. It is my responsibility to oversee the creation of the district plans, and that's why I came today. Also, I've been having a lot of conversations with people over the past week because I'm close to the project, I'm receiving the emails, so I wanted to come today because, you know, I heard people's concerns, and I realized a lot of people are worried about the kind of changes that they're expecting. A lot of people, I feel like, have the wrong idea about what's happening, and so I'm sorry. I'm sharing my perspective, and that is all. I'm not trying to speak ill of your knowledge and your understanding of the world, but I came here today because I'm responsible for this project, and I feel like this is part of my responsibility to come answer questions.
Was paid with good
just to answer the questions from the man who just spoke, and I'm not sure I think it's yes,
proposed, Nathan.
Yes, there are also plans called area redevelopment plans.
Hey, if they're talking about
still
it,
exist
then people are proposing it, aren't they?
Plans are meant to replace
Otherwise, they wouldn't be talking about it.
Those kind of plans, because area redevelopment plans typically are a very small
I think it's part of that
geography,
Agenda 20.
We just basically
30.
can't produce them for the whole city because there's so many neighborhoods.
The whole globalist thing, you know, it's things like this that they want, because you're going to reduce energy, right? If you only travel 15 minutes, you're going to reduce your energy consumption. That's what the whole idea is. It's actually, in a lot of ways, you know, probably the way the world is going to have to go. Yeah. Well, if you find any, let us know. Drop it in there and I'll bring it up here.
So you're in a tough spot.
So far, we're just watching the story unfold here. But the city official is there. The city official knows it's a 15-minute event. He's out at the event because of the topic. 15-minute city.
Okay.
This is hot right now. This whole topic. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it, Nathan.
Because I have so many years worth of the situation here that I understand. Please, for your own sake.
I don't know what they brought in anywhere in the world yet, but it's like, okay, they all proposed bike lanes. It was all proposals. You could have walked in at that time and said, yeah, well, where's the legislation? You know what I mean? Like, we're here on the cutting edge. We're watching stuff before it actually happens. We're watching history in the making. Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. The gateway to the north. The Klondike City. Oh, I can hear him going by my house here.
So that question is a good question, but I'm afraid it's a little bit outside of my area of expertise. You said DEI, diversity.
Good afternoon, everyone. If I missed you in the chat, trying not to talk, except for the talking that I am doing.
So I think. Sorry, I'll just to respond to your question. That one is maybe it's beyond my experience to answer right now at this time. But if you send an email for project development planning at edmonton.ca, we'll be happy to respond to you.
Oh, couldn't answer whatever the question was.
Okay, so last question for you.
Oh,
If you see
this is a guy's an
stuff we're
activist.
talking about start to seep into your work, do you give us your word that you will fight against it vehemently?
Absolutely. If I honestly believe, sure, I'll swear on the Bible. I, Sean Boyle, solemnly swear. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I don't want to. Hey man, I don't swear on Bibles every day.
Wow, they brought a Bible?
I, Sean Boyle, senior planner at the City of Edmonton, do solemnly swear. Is that good? Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. If the City of Edmonton ever tries to institute controls on the people's movement through the city, I will vehemently oppose it in my capacity as planner at the City of Edmonton.
Okay. But building that LRT across White Avenue limits me. It controls me. You already are controlling me.
Thank you for listening to me. If you guys have
putting in
emails
globalist intersections at 3 intersections along White Avenue controls me, makes me wait more in traffic. You are controlling me already.
My first name, last name, Sean Boyle at Edmonton.ca. I'd be happy to answer more questions that way.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Thank you
Oh
so
my
much,
God.
Sean. Next we have somebody by the name of Trevor from World Campfire Initiative who is going to play some music for us. And sing a song as well. If you want to ask
That's what the
Sean any
neighborhood
more
looks like.
questions, I don't know where he went, but if you can go talk to him.
It's going to hell in a handbag, quick. Get ready.
How's everybody doing today? Everybody ready?
Hey, buy yourself a scooter.
So,
This is Benita
I'm gonna play a song for
Peterson.
you guys, and if everybody wants to sing along, I'm pretty sure you guys know this one. I'm going to do it without a microphone.
I appreciate you so much for tuning in. I really enjoy being of service to different organizations, freedom-minded organizations and groups, including druthers. I absolutely love druthers. In fact, I feature druthers articles on my website, allfiredupforfreedom.com. So thanks so much for tuning in today. I'll show you a little bit of
Oh, I don't know what happened to her audio. Kind of ended up crapping out there for...
We're going to talk to Alexa here momentarily, ladies and gentlemen. Alexa is with YEG United. Okay. Alexa is with YEG United, ladies and gentlemen. Alexa, you're one of the organizers of today's event. How do you feel about today's event so far?
I'm feeling amazing. I think that we're definitely having some good conversations, and I'm glad that Sean from the city of Edmonton came. We had a little Q&A just now, so I think it's going awesome, and everybody is being positive, having smiles on their face. So yeah, I think it's going great. I'm really happy with the turnout.
Okay. Thank you, Alexa, for organizing this. Everybody, just get a good look at her. Alexa has been with YEG United for quite some time. To my knowledge, this is their first rally. Is this your first rally?
Yes, it is our first rally. So I think it's a really good turnout for being our first one.
Fantastic. So I love it that the young people are picking up the torch, folks, the torch, carrying the torch for freedom, lighting the fires of freedom. I'll fire up for freedom. I love it. Alexa, with regards to YEG United, can you tell us about any other upcoming events or initiatives that YEG United is involved in?
Yeah, so we like to host a lot of youth events because obviously we're trying to wake up our generation. So we have these events almost every weekend, and we do fires, parties, and protests like these. But I think going forward now, we're going to start to have more where people of all ages can come, and I'm hoping that we can make this 15-minute city protest a regular thing.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're inspired by what's going on in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We've got young people involved now in organizing freedom events, pushing back, and today's event, I would say, is such a success. We actually had a planner from the city of Edmonton here speaking, as you saw. Share out this broadcast. More people need to see this, because this is how we're going to solve the problems of today. It's through having these conversations. And so I'm going to do another little run around, say hi to a couple more people. Did you want to comment? No? Okay, some people are shy, some are shy. Let's talk to a couple more people before we wrap it up here.
Bathrooms on 103rd Street and White Ave.
So again, we're in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We're near the intersection of White Ave and Gateway North. So those cars you see coming towards us, those cars are heading north, and they get to see our giant, amazing signage, which reads #reject Agenda 2030, all fired up for freedom.com. I have 12 of these banners, folks. 12. Wow. 12 giant banners. I made them a couple of
I
weeks
saw
ago,
Benita setting them up on the side of
they were
highways
on display south of Red Deer last weekend, and now I want these banners to travel across Canada. I'll be taking one to Winnipeg next week. Well, at least one to Winnipeg next week. I've also planning to send one to Saskatchewan. If you want one of these giant banners and you'll display it at least once a week on an overpass or something, please let me know. My name's Benita Peterson, and you can find my contact information at allfiredupforfreedom.com. So right
right now we're hearing from Trevor. He's gonna
That's
do a
true.
little bit
But,
of
you know,
music.
change will
We've
happen
still
all
got
on its
some
own,
people
won't it?
gathered
You know,
here.
but it's like
there were quite a few people here.
the
I don't know if
political
they did a head
forces
count,
from
but
a
it may have been 200 or
globalist
300. It
level
was
are
quite
trying
a
to
crowd
dictate
here.
what people
so
do on a
really thankful
civic
for
level.
everybody who showed up here today, expressing
But yeah, I
concerns
agree.
about 15-minute cities, and of course also
sprawl-
thankful
the sprawl
for
happened,
the people who
you
showed
know,
up
like
that are
where
in
it maybe
favor
shouldn't
of
have.
15-minute cities, because then that way we can have a discussion. And so again, folks, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Benita Peterson, allfiredupforfreedom.com. I consider it a privilege to be of service to you, the Druthers supporters. I hope you've enjoyed today, and I encourage you to reach out with any follow-up questions, concerns, suggestions. Would love to hear from you. So thanks everybody so much for tuning in, and have a great day.